I am originally from Kansas. There is no punchline to this joke. The entire joke was on me. The coolest thing about growing up in Kansas was that I could always feel as though I was the craziest, wackiest liberal in the room. And then I moved here. My confidence has been shaken because I've been approached by a hippie to be told I am not liberal enough. I've been approached by an environmental student from a prep school on the East Coast who's told me I'm not liberal enough. I've recently been approached by a banker who told me I was not liberal enough. I live in constant fear of the Mormons at the end of my street because I know any day they will come to my door. I will open it and they will say, "Hey buddy, back off with all the conservative propaganda." I'm waiting. Growing up as a liberal in Kansas, I did develop a number of neuroses, great anxiety. Do I have anxiety people in the audience? Woo! Thank you, I have family, awesome. My biggest problem has been agoraphobia, which I only recently learned does not mean I need to avoid rabbit fur. Ask your friend. I do need to relax, I need to find different ways to relax. One way I do that, I was a journalist for a long time and I do some art photography as well. I'm currently working on some art photos, some female nudes. It's a whole book I'm working on actually, and I'm doing a segment of the housewives in my neighborhood. At some point, I will need to let these women know I'm doing this project. I will probably need to move out of my neighborhood soon. You know, it's funny, I mean, men and women's relations. I've been married for a long time, for 14 years, semi-long. And, you know, there are a lot of men who don't treat women super well. I have a friend, best friend, Jim. He tells me that I should just fool around, it's okay, he says. And he says to me, you know, Chris, the whole reason that Levi Strauss put this pocket on your jeans, this pocket right here, was so you could hide your wedding ring in it when you go out to the bars. Well, I tried it. I didn't look too cool at the bars, was the problem. Hey, how you doing? Jim got really upset. He says, "Oh, you take off the ring and you put it in the pocket, and then, you know, you get a little concealer to hide the problems." So, you know, I go down to Macy's. I walk up to the counter. I ask for some concealer. I get some. I put it on. I looked awesome. I began thinking I could pull this off, but no, you can't cheat. You can't cheat. You can't cheat. If there's one thing my wife has told me, it's that you can't cheat. And you know, I mean, you look at the trouble that results from it. I mean, it's divorce, of course, but also public humiliation. I've really been following this Elliot Spitzer thing in the news. Spitzer. It's like a verb now. So poor Elliot, you know, I mean, I cannot excuse what the man did, but when the news reports first came out about this, the news was that he had spent $3,100 for a session of sex. $3,100. And I think, you know, he still got caught. How much do you need to pay for a little, you know, little privacy, a little discretion? Apparently $3,200. I followed the Spitzer stuff so much because I'm a former journalist, and as such, wherever I go, I'm always really tuned into the news. And I've been here whenever I go to a new area, I really try to key into the local news. And I've been here for just under 2 years, and it's been freaking torture. So I read the Burlington Free Press every day, I sure do, and my favorite headline the last month: police find body in cemetery. That is one crack investigative squad. TV news is is worse in so many ways. You know, WCAX has an hour-long newscast every day. National news has half an hour. WCAX, for some reason, 1 hour. And and they've got, I swear, a full 5 minutes of actual news that they found in any given day. And it's like they slow down the talking as much as possible so you won't notice they have no news. Recently, this was about 3 weeks ago. So, we have a tragedy to report tonight. A family in Rutland is facing some trouble of untold consequence. Now, it's important for you to know that everyone's okay and no one has been hurt. But apparently, some snow was falling, and it fell on the roof of their garage, and the garage roof collapsed. We go out now to our man on the scene. They sent a man to the scene. Darian Vanderbeek, or whatever. So Darian is out there, and he's doing that nod thing when they're ready. Like, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. I'm very concerned, and I'm listening to what you're saying. Darian Vanderbeek. Darian's like, oh, you've got behind me right here the roof, and this roof has collapsed. What will the family do? Well, we've got the owner of the roof right here. James Van Hoy. Mr. Van Hoy, what are you going to do? Well, I guess we're going to have to repair that roof. Oh, Mr. Van Hoy. It is a story of tragedy and the overwhelming power of the human spirit. If Shakespeare were alive today, these are the things he would write about. Reporting from the main street in Rutland, James Vanderbeek. So, all news is personal, and so I just want to close with some personal news of mine tonight. I've recently lost 50 pounds. I can't find my daughter anywhere.